I was saying horchata incorrectly. You said it's horchata.
Horchata, yeah.
Horchata.
Yeah, like meta.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome, brother.
Done. Okay.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Eddy Live Show, episode number 159.
Hey.
I have got Manav Mehta. How you doing, brother?
Good to be here.
So I've known this guy for a long time. I've seen this guy go through lots of different phases, and now he is one of the co-owners of one of the best vegan spots in town.
It's a large claim. We're trying.
I mean, I think that vegan, what you guys have done, like I was going through the pictures, I've been going through a lot of people that talk about it, and people are just talking about how amazing it is. And what you guys have done is you've taken like comfort food, like real, like good food, and like veganized it and made it good. That's what people say.
I got it. Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of the credit, like we started, like I got a wild story of how we started.
Let's have
and
it.
why we decided to go vegan.
Okay.
And I've shared it with a few people. I'll volume up.
It's okay. No, I got you.
And so I was drumming for June, who ran Urban Culture, which was that spot.
It's okay. Keep going. You're good.
And So anyway, she like slipped a Post-it note one night, like over dinner or something. Or actually, no, it was over brunch. She slipped a Post-it note. She just wrote this number on it. She's like, I'm tired. If you think you want to run a venue one day, this would be the venue for you. And I'm like, okay.
This was the Urban Culture.
This was Urban Culture. We took the note. 3 weeks later, Red Room supporters. Yeah, cheers, man.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. But
not at all, dude.
Yeah.
We got the money together and we put up a place, and I didn't have a chef.
Okay.
Like, we've run events for over a decade.
Yes, for sure.
So managing a space seems more intuitive than a kitchen or a restaurant. And so my buddy happened to invite me to a barbecue joint, and there was a girl there, and she said very loudly, she's like, I'm vegan, so I'm not going to eat anything. I'm like, why in the world are you here?
Yeah, okay.
This is ridiculous. So I started making fun of the friend who invited us both, took her out for a beer. Turns out she's a vegan chef who lives next to the restaurant.
Okay.
She's looking for work.
Okay.
So
was she involved before with Urban or no?
She actually used to work with Uchacha.
Okay,
One of the more prominent
another big ones
first,
as well.
Yeah, vegan shops in Taipei. And a lot of respect for them. And
sure.
So she came over, and she was a big part of most of the menu. We started out with Sprout, the restaurant.
Yeah, sure, we know
She's
Sprout. Yeah, Jessie, right?
Yeah, Jessie's a killer. And
Jessie's awesome.
She's got an incredible culinary skill, and we're going vegan, so she gave us the template to start out. Again, zero experience in restaurant.
Awesome. Wow.
Anna came in, tweaked a lot of stuff. She invited me for dinner. We tried her food. It was mind-blowing. And today, our kitchen's run by Ella, who also used to work at Uchacha and used to love and still loves Anna's work. So we have we have a consistency in their interests, the kind of stuff they like to experiment with, and they're both vegan, and they both take a lot of pride in innovation, creating new stuff. So, yeah, I mean, none of the things on the menu are things I grew up with.
Gotcha.
Right? Like, my parents are not particularly impressed by the menu.
Okay. Well, that's parents, right? Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're both cooks.
Okay, yeah.
So,
for sure.
It's the idea of what works for people, what's a good starting point.
Yeah.
Comfort food is a great way to coin it.
For sure.
And then, you know, making sure it's vegan. Like, we try to have good food that happens to be vegan.
Yeah.
Like, my social media stuff is not every meal saves a whale. Like, I'm not trying to get in your life and the guilt tripping. I think, you know,
I think that's great.
This is a meat-eating country.
Sure. I mean, not just the country. I mean, Taiwan's pretty vegetarian, right?
Friendly,
friendly, right? But I mean, I think, meat, of course, the whole world is more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've been in the restaurant game for a long time. How long are you going now?
15, 16, something like that. Yeah.
I had your food at Danshui.
Yeah, Danshui. That was, I would say 14, 15 years ago.
That was a destination, right? Like, I would make an effort to get to you, knowing what I was going to get. I could taste it before I got there.
Yeah. I hope it was good.
It was great. I kept going back. Like, I would go once every month, once every 2 months.
Yeah.
And then when you moved to Tianmu, for some reason, I would go less when you were closer.
It's weird. That's how it's like a weird phenomenon that happens a lot. Yeah.
Really?
Like, I've had friends that they used to come like every week, make the pilgrimage out to get the food, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, eventually, you know, stars aligned and they move to Tianmu and I like never see them now.
Right.
It's weird. Yeah.
It's because, maybe
it's just always, oh yeah, we got that right
so
there.
So convenient.
Yeah.
You're right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my daughter goes to Shudong, right?
Yeah.
We live right across the street, like in the alley. Like, we're so close and we're late every day. And I'm like, get up. And she's just like, well, the first class, you don't really learn anything. And I'm like, kid, you got to go to school. So it's kind of crazy.
And she's ahead of the curve, clearly.
It's tough. It's tough because, you know, you're like, you know, the local school system.
I've been through it.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah. I did. Yeah. I went to local school. My dad had to convince my mom.
Okay.
My mom apparently was very against it.
Okay.
My father was like, he'll benefit from this later in life.
It's tough, right?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. People say that.
Is it?
But if that's all you've experienced,
yeah, then it's normal.
People are like, oh, you grew up in Taiwan. How was it? Do you like it?
Yeah.
I don't
it's
compare
normal.
it. Like, you know, it's not like I grew up in 7 different cities.
True.
But yes, it's tougher if you can't go home and get your parents' help on homework.
Gotcha, yeah.
We didn't have a helper at home necessarily. We had one for like a year, but she wasn't there for my studies. She was there to help with the house maybe at one point. But my mom also took pride in the kids kind of being a part of cleaning up after yourself kind of thing.
Yeah, that's such a good skill to teach, right?
I mean, I still can't iron my clothes for shit, dude.
Well, I can't either.
I mean, swearing.
No, that's cool. All is good. Yeah.
I can't iron for crap.
Yeah.
I try to do my laundry as often as I can, not taking pride in that. I actually asked for a fork and knife because I never wear light colors.
Okay, there you go. You're good here.
Mess them up.
Okay.
And so just to be safe.
You're looking good, brother. You always look so good, man.
Shoot. I'm just trying to. This is what I had clean and available.
Yeah. That's I don't know. That's people ask me stuff like that too, and I'm just like sometimes I'll pick pants up. I got one, dude. I gotta like clean it every time, man. Yeah. I don't use it in the kitchen because the funny thing is, you know, people talk about chef jackets and chefs wear. This thing is super hot.
Yeah,
it's super hot. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous. So it's actually the least practical thing to wear in the kitchen, a chef jacket, you know. But it's ridiculous. But obviously, being raised, you know, your parents are Indian. You're Indian, right? Being raised. Were you born here, or you were born here? Okay.
The story was my dad
Tell me about it.
brought me into the local elementary school, and the principal looked at him and pointed at me and said, "What do I do with this?"
Oh, jeez.
And my dad apparently, I don't remember, my dad apparently said, you put him into school like everyone else.
You treat him like a person? Like a normal
you treat him
person?
like a person, and then supposedly on record, like maybe the first Indian to go to local elementary.
Okay,
but
nice.
As I was going through middle school, I saw a lot of other mixed or foreign kids would start enrolling.
Okay.
And now, you know, now that I'm a lot older and I'm still in Taipei, I meet a lot of people, and I've heard, you know, there's at least 60 or 70 who are still living here who went through the local elementary school system, and I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty powerful. But yeah, it was weird. It was very weird.
Yeah, it would have been tough for me. I did poorly in school myself, so I think if I was raised here, man, I don't think I would have made it. It would have been tough.
It was weird. I mean, you know, Taiwanese education, I feel at the time, like mid-90s, early 90s, if you're not Han Chinese looking, you're American.
Okay.
There's no nothing else.
So I can see that for sure.
So I was American, and then, you know, Darky toothpaste.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You were Darky?
Heiren Yakao.
Heiren Yakao. Oh, wow. Okay.
So that went down. That went, I didn't date very well.
Okay.
That was my nickname for a while.
Wow.
People didn't know what to do. Like, a lot of the students were confused. There were a lot of fights, stone throwing,
really
stuff.
Oh, that's awful.
But it was just out of, I think, insecurity, and, you know, it's just funny, like, coming from a background where it didn't really belong, and then I can say now proudly, post 17 years of age, like, everything I've done is all about bringing diverse, you know, people of all walks of life together.
I love it.
And so I don't think it damaged me too badly. I think it worked out okay. Yeah.
I think you know, when you do what's hard, you know, your life becomes easy. You know, when you do what's easy, your life is hard. So I think when you have to go through some hard things, it definitely toughens you up, I think, man. Like for me, like I said, going through school, I didn't have the best experience. I come from a really small town in Canada.
Okay.
And it's like there's us, and then there's like my uncle and, you know, my cousins. So there's basically at that time 2 Mexican families, and they were all older than me.
You got
and there
siblings?
Was, I have an older sister and a younger brother.
Oh, okay.
So, but my older sister was like, let's say, the white sheep in the black sheep family.
Okay.
Because she was like, you know, straight A's and, you know, masters and PhD, like super good in school. But everybody else, all my older cousins, like it was like sports, but always getting into trouble and in drugs, and, you know, I had drug dealing in my family, and had some family go to jail.
So proper youth.
Yeah. So basically, like all that stuff. And for me, I never was involved in that too much. But there was only one high school, so by the time I got there, everybody had rolled through school already, and it was like all the same teachers because we weren't that different in age. So I was basically written off by I would say 9 out of 10 teachers, just written off completely.
Yikes.
Yeah. But it is what it is. It helped me a lot with my mindset, and yeah, I think it's all good.
So you went to university after?
I went to university after in Vancouver Island.
Right away?
Yeah. No, I took 1 year extra because I didn't pass all my classes. Grade 12 I did twice. Yeah.
I mean, I took 4 gap years. Like I had to earn.
That's great.
Had to earn the cash to pay for Taiwanese university.
Okay. Wow.
Family situation changed a bit, so the money wasn't available.
Gotcha.
But like I feel it, I get it. I love encouraging people to try and do that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Taiwan's an incredibly safe place
to
experiment, to try things out, make mistakes. The stakes aren't that high depending on what you get into, obviously.
Yep.
So having 4 gap years was
That's
great.
Awesome. Yeah.
And now I'm really close friends with a lot of the kids I went to school with for university.
Okay.
Even though there was like a 4 or 5 year gap, and I'm the only foreigner that would
Gotcha.
stick out. You know, but I got some lifelong friends out of there, and
Beautiful.
it worked out. I don't think the age gap is something to be worried about.
Yeah.
And like I was never good in school.
Okay.
And I just, in university you can make friends with those who are really good in school, and then
for sure, exactly. Yeah, hopefully they help you out.
Or like they do a lot of the groundwork.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, Manav, you'll be better at presenting. I'm like, done. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you killed it on
like,
presenting
give me
for
the
sure.
material, let's go.
Give it to me, and you're just like, all right, what's going on, everybody? Just crushed it.
It's also an unfair advantage sometimes. Nowadays, it's bad. But at the time, speaking Mandarin for a presentation looking the way I do in the university setting, it'd be like, I'm not even listening to him. The fact that Mandarin words are coming out of his mouth is all we need.
It's just like
to be attentive.
A+.
But today, you see this every day.
It's normal.
Right?
Okay.
So I have to know what the hell I'm saying.
Gotcha.
And I look like a fool very often compared to before.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a higher bar now, yeah?
Oh, for sure. Come on. Like
that's awesome.
So many people in the world who don't look Han Chinese speak Mandarin.
It's definitely, I've been here for almost 20 years. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely kind of like,
And you had, you've had a lot of people on this show that have not been here very long.
I speak phenomenal
and they speak
Chinese.
Phenomenal Mandarin. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And some of them Taiwanese.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
Next level.
That's next level.
Next level, making us look bad.
Yeah, for sure. So you're good with spicy food, right? Usually, yeah?
I mean, born and bred, right?
Of course, right? I had to ask, right? But so keeping on the vegan theme, we're doing these vegan cauliflower wings. So we're going to start on this side here. We've got the buffalo. So I take one, you take one.
Nice.
Just help yourself, man.
Sweet.
And then we'll get rolling here. I think the audio sounds pretty good. We've got one of my buddies, Indian Canadian guy, Darsh. What's up, my man? He says audio is good. All right.
Man, your vision is good.
You know what's crazy? This TV, if you see it's like faded at the top, it's starting to die. I need to switch. 5 or 6 years. It's about time. Yeah. Well,
I guess you've been using the crap out of it.
It just, if it's on like 7 days a week,
right,
all day, like 8 to 10 hours. Yeah. But yeah, it's okay. All good. Yeah. So let's grab that. So we're going to start just the basic, simple buffalo. Did you grab it? Oh, you grabbed the fork, right?
Yeah, I got one.
There you go. Boom.
Cheers.
Yeah. I will do fork as well then, yes. That's
I
all
just
good.
know
You're just looking good, brother.
You're
just looking good, yeah. I actually need to get some more of these because sometimes it gets to like Monday and I'm like, this is just like
you need
in the hamper, right? I need a couple.
I get a shirt per day of the week, and then hopefully I do laundry at the end of the week.
Nice. That sounds good, man. Funny thing is, we usually use T-shirts. So I have like T-shirts, but for this, it's
your team's
the
got
T-shirt's way more comfortable. This thing is just like I'm sweating now it's crazy. But yeah, brother, try that out, and we'll keep rolling, man. So I really wanted to know, originally, what brought your parents to Taiwan? Because they're obviously not Taiwanese.
This is great.
Yeah, thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
No, seriously, because like cauliflower, anything.
You know, cauliflower
needs work.
Yeah. You know, the cauliflower is. We also have a lot of like vegetarian and vegan customers,
Sure.
and we have the half price wings on a Wednesday, and there would always be vegetarians and vegans that would be like they miss that from back home, but they don't eat meat anymore. So we tried to create something. We did some research. Like I'm not like a vegan chef or anything, but we did some research. Turned out to be this. We used pretty much the same sauces, and yeah, it turned out to be this.
Nice.
Good, brother.
You were asking, my parents?
Your parents, what originally brought them? Because obviously they're not from here, right?
Right. So my
right at the beginning, yeah.
My mom's brother is in the silver trade, and he's pretty prominent in that realm, or he was. Sorry, like he passed away way too young.
Okay.
But incredible character, funny guy. Probably where I got the curls from. No one else in my family has them.
Really?
So he's a hilarious character. My mom's younger brother, and he came because he was doing his trade game, and it brought him to Taiwan. He was really tight with my father, and my father is also big in business and trade, and he had a job for, I think at the time, it may have been Sony. And so my dad decided to pursue some opportunities in Southeast Asia, and they went from India to Dubai together, my parents, and then my sister was born in India, and then my father and my mom came to Taiwan.
Okay.
Because of Deepak, my mom's brother, suggestion.
Good
and
name.
They don't like silver here. He's like, they like gold. They may like copper. They don't care for silver. So he was like, I'm out.
Okay.
And this is in the late 80s, early 80s, I suppose. Mid to late 80s.
Okay.
So in 86, my dad got a gig in South Korea and dropped the gig pretty much a week or two after he tried it out. My mom and my sister were left in Taipei at the time. He came back. He decided, let me start something. Apparently, the story goes, he met a dude at some bar, and they just hit it off.
Great,
and
I love that.
Within like a couple months, my dad started a company with him, and they started selling microchips that you put into security cameras.
Great, okay.
And he
Good
made
place.
a big living out of that because this is before Google. This is before a lot of search engine stuff that was available. So if you're doing trade overseas, I sell it for 10 NT here. It can be valued for 50 NT in Germany.
Okay.
And you can't Google that fact that someone's getting it for 20 NT in South Korea.
Makes
so
sense.
You think it's worth it. And there's a lot of this opportunity. So you can get fatter margins, bigger trade deals. Yeah. And my dad had the experience. And he's gifted the gab. Like, he speaks 9 languages.
Oh, really?
It's gross.
Damn, making us all look bad.
I don't know how to.
That's crazy.
I don't know if I didn't inherit any of that stuff. So he was killing it. And my mom started she opened a franchise here. It's an American franchise for printing breasts, and they do printing. She's a graphic designer and a painter, so they kind of led a pretty decent life here. And my father made enough money to put me and my sister through the American school for high school.
Beautiful.
Which is not easy.
That is not easy, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good.
And
we're good.
So that's how they ended up here in '86. And then when I was born, my dad was basically like, Mandarin's the language of the future. This kid's got to learn that. My mom was not so into it. He sent me to the school, and obviously, he told me throughout my childhood, he's like, "You're gonna thank me one day," and obviously, I hated him.
Yeah.
But now, there's not a day that goes by in the past 13 years where I'm not grateful for the fact that I speak Mandarin. It's the only reason I can do the variety of work I get to do here. Like, I've never taught English for more than 3 months, and that was when I was 18.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to resort to that as many foreigners do.
Yeah, for sure. It's the classic fallback,
I got
right?
to do a lot of different cool stuff, which was really fun and exciting. And I've been born and raised in Taiwan. It's like,
that's awesome. I didn't know you were born here. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've been here the whole time. I mean, I had a year when I was 25 in New York. I worked for the Nat Geo photographer, which was really cool.
Cool. Okay.
And then 3 years ago, I had a year and a half around like 14 countries to do logistics for high-end wellness retreats.
Okay.
Which was really dope. COVID cut that off. And that's what led to me coming back. Opening a spot with all of our shareholders and stuff.
So did you open your spot during or like right before, or were you planning it? I remember you told me the story before, but refresh me.
No, you're cool. Yeah. So Red Room, like running a venue, and the Red Room brand is a nonprofit, been around for at least 12 years at the time. Or 11 years. And I had left it to do the wellness retreat stuff around the world.
Yep.
And when I came back, I was working for this woman who runs a really, really cool Netflix show, but it was quite a grind. And like doing remote work gets a little old after a while.
I can imagine.
And the dream job had been cut off due to COVID. The dream job being the wellness retreats.
Sure.
With this other guy, Chris, which was really cool. And I got to go to Mexico, Costa Rica, Costa Rica, and Thailand. Like it was too good.
That's beautiful.
And so I started doing random gigs again. And like I said earlier, like June, who has been here forever, kicking ass. Like, she ran Urban Culture.
Yeah.
She said I was kind of playing I was drumming for her for a few gigs here and there. And one day she just gave me a Post-it note, and she's like, "Hey, I'm tired. Like, you should take over a space. You can run a venue. You try it out." And so I was gonna call it The Keepers.
Okay.
because
Gotcha, yeah.
there's a lot of reasons for that, which is another story. But
Sure.
I never thought I would use the Red Room brand again.
Okay.
But it just made sense. Like, we built that together. My mom, a community of people, my sister, so many incredible artists.
Yeah.
We've been the core of that for so
Yeah.
long. It just made sense. Plus, we knew we'd get a good support system.
Uh-huh.
So November 2020, we opened the Red Room Rendezvous.
Yeah.
And that was the worst, best decision of my life.
Okay.
Because it's vegan.
Okay. Yeah.
In Taiwan.
Okay. Yeah.
During COVID.
That's tough.
And it's
man.
my first
Wow.
restaurant.
Yeah.
And we were very underfunded.
Yeah. Everyone's first restaurant is underfunded, I think.
Which
yeah,
is a
yeah.
big mistake.
Yeah, it's,
right?
it's, it's really hard. It's really hard. Yeah.
Really grateful. The partners we have, everyone's really, we're communicating regularly. Everyone understands, and we're coming back on top. Things are working out. A lot of support.
Gotcha. Well, I've heard so many good things about the Red Room,
great, man.
and I've also I've known the Red Room brand.
Sure.
Like as a musician, sort of artist brand. That's an old brand. You said about 12 years or so. You said
2009 November.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a massive brand. That brand has been around, for 12 years or so. 12, 13 years.
Anniversary is this November.
Okay. So that brand was started by your mom, or with you, or what was? I don't know the actual origin of that brand.
So my sister, she's 7 years older.
Okay.
She's a musician. She lives in Australia.
Okay. Wow.
She came back to visit her family.
Okay.
And she witnessed the 2009-2008 version of Taipei. Did not have all this incredibly diverse international events and programming and exchange platforms that we currently have today.
Yep.
Some people can't even imagine what Taipei would be like without all this stuff going on.
No, yeah, for sure.
At the time, the only time you saw foreigners and Taiwanese really interact was through engineering programs, high-speed rail, big buildings, Boeing construction, all this stuff.
Yep.
So my sister and a lot of really cool multinational, international crowd of friends and poets and musicians, they were like, let's do an open mic.
Beautiful.
That invites everyone to create a culture of listening.
Okay.
And my mother was the editor of Center magazine.
Okay,
and
sure.
she connected my sister Aisha with Zhu Ping. Zhu Ping. Ping is the guy who brought Aveda franchise to Taiwan.
Okay.
And he's got a lot of resource and space, and he has an active intention to empower youth.
Okay, wow.
So when he met Aisha, he was like, hey, young person with an ambition, with an idea.
Beautiful.
Well, how can I help? So what he did was he gave her a space.
Okay.
And so we started this thing called Stage Time and Wine.
Okay.
And it was just, 5 minutes to share, whatever language, whatever form of expression you want.
Wow.
Everyone bring a bottle of wine to contribute so we can all share. Everyone bring a vegetable, put in the pot of soup.
Okay.
We ended up with about 90 people and 140 bottles of wine.
Oh,
it was a good night.
That's a great night.
It was a lot of sharing.
Okay.
And we ran it on the third Saturday of every month for the next...
At the space that was given by...
That space we had for about 3 times before we were too loud.
Okay.
And then we moved to another one, which also was under Ping's kind of jurisdiction of real estate.
Okay.
And then after about 5 years, we had built such a movement. I made it my full-time job with a lot of people's blessings to move into the Air Force Base, where we were the first nonprofit in the Air Force Base.
Yep.
And there we were running the big stuff, right? That's when it became a real thing.
That was huge.
We did 20 events a month.
Okay, wow.
And
that's
our
massive.
largest occasion would be 3,000 people. Right,
Okay.
we did Batiste Day. We did the largest Holi Taiwan's ever seen, the Indian Festival of
Yeah,
Color.
Holi, yeah.
We've done the Latin food market stuff.
Okay.
And it's not because we were so brilliant. It's because we had 100 volunteers on standby.
Okay.
We had one of the largest spaces in Taipei available.
Massive, yeah.
The nonprofit organization entity enabled government bodies to fund and
Okay.
support.
Okay.
And there was a huge movement by the administration to have more international stuff. So it was kind of like right place, right time.
Beautiful.
So we had the resources available to run big stuff, and we were just supportive curators.
Okay.
So we became more prominent, because Red Room's faded in and out of being relevant in Taiwan.
Okay.
We can't say we've held strong as a super brand
Okay.
for the community building. So many incredible communities have come about and all this jazz. So, the Air Force Base was what it developed into, and that's when we got a little bigger, more serious about what we do.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was cool.
And so I remember, actually, you were here. You were talking about how you were thinking about when you were doing the restaurant to have a different name, and then you decided, no, of course I'm going to keep the same name, which is great. Of course.
Plus, there's 3 R's in there. I'm an alliteration freak.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so now we call it R3, and I got a bunch of other stuff. It's just random, cute little alliterations where you can,
I'll actually let me pull up a picture here because it's your Instagram. It's your Instagram page here, which is awesome, man. So who does your Instagram? Is that you?
No. So I've got an incredible team of people, but specifically for Instagram, Daria, our assistant manager and front of house manager.
Okay.
She's the one where I was just looking at her and I was like, all these Instagram profiles have cool looks.
Yeah.
So she just designed a bunch of icons to keep it consistent.
Okay.
It seems like the little things really do matter, you know,
They
when
do.
you open a shop and like
Big
Instagram
time.
and I'm really glad you like it. Like
It's a big part of the brand, actually. Yeah, when I was looking through that, I thought, wow, that looks fantastic.
So she came up with this stuff. I mean, honestly, dude, if I could redo it, I just open a ramen place.
Really?
I'll do like a chucho.
Okay.
Like, there's so much going on. Like, oh, hey, there's a gallery. There's live music. There's some special food on Wednesday. There's like
I know that feeling.
It's ridiculous. I'm a glutton for punishment. Like, I just want too much to go on.
Yeah.
And I think it's overwhelming a lot of team members all the time. But, you know, hence the icons. Like, every highlight should be
It looks fantastic.
a part of what we do, right? So we try.
I mean, Instagram is pretty big. I think in Taiwan, I think Facebook and Instagram are massive. Facebook seems to be like 45 and older, and then Instagram is maybe like 20s and up, I think. So I think
Facebook. Some people say Facebook is dying.
Yeah.
Across the globe, but the truth is, statistically in Taiwan, I think it's still
here.
over 85% usage compared to a lot of other apps.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. Yeah, like even us, like I use Facebook. I use Instagram as well, but I focus. If I'm like, okay, I'm going to spend some money on something and some ads, I'll use Facebook for sure. Yeah, because I'm not too great. My Instagram is not great, man. I gotta work on that.
Want to pull your Instagram up?
Yeah. No, oh God, my Instagram's awful, dude. Yeah.
Take a look.
I can't even pull it up because I gotta have a. I actually need Rushi on the side to pull stuff up for that. Yeah, yeah.
Where's that cat at?
Yeah,
busy with work?
He's usually like he'll come on the Tuesdays, but he's been busy lately. He's been getting lots of gigs, photography gigs, and stuff like that. So it's good. He's also looking. I think he's got a space he's looking for, or got a space where he wants to do some stuff like podcast stuff and photography stuff.
Bitcoin there.
For sure, yeah, for sure. Rushi's awesome.
Oh, man. I have to mention a big part of our Instagram growth was actually from one of my college buddies, Jeffrey.
Okay.
He actually built the first year of it.
Really?
Daria took over.
Okay, wow.
But he was a huge part of how we could kind of rise up with some presence on Instagram for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instagram's great, man. I think we need to spend some more time on Instagram. But sometimes when you're lucky because your manager kind of knows about it or knows what, or maybe likes doing it.
I think I had to learn.
You have to
had to learn a lot to get into it. The problem is if your inclination to learn is there, then you'll work it out. But if you don't, because of Red Room, Facebook has always been a tool.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I've never really used Facebook for personal things because since whenever I started using it for Red Room, it was just like, oh, that's an exhausting, overwhelmingly tiring kind of tool. I don't use it for life. Yeah. I've always been able to stay off of it. Yeah. And then when it comes to Instagram, I just started 2 years ago.
Okay.
So the fact that I would be an expert in anything Instagram related is ridiculous. Okay. So all I can do is see, learn, and realize how addictive it is, and then put a timer on my phone.
Instagram is, all of the social media stuff is great too. Like recently I've had a lot of like big foreign YouTubers and stuff on. Sure. And when they're here, I get to learn a lot about that from them because YouTube's also massive. Some of them are full time. Yeah. Like that's what they do, and they're making like
big bucks,
good money. Like the full time guys are making better than an average high paid English teacher, and they're editing, they're doing their thing.
That's no joke.
That's awesome. So they're making some good money, man. It's good dudes too. So it's cool that when you start something new like this. You're like, I would like to reach out to that guy. But when you're new, you're like, oh, I want to hold out a little bit, But then when you actually reach out to them, they're super good. And they're like, 200,000, 250,000 subs. And they're just like, yeah, come, let's do it. Let's share it. Let's do this. And so that's cool.
Has that been good? Like, have you learned
really good.
some tricks
yeah,
and stuff
oh, man.
for your podcast at
a
least
lot.
Also?
Yeah. And a lot of the things are like headlines, thumbnails, stuff like that. Stuff like that, stuff that people actually say. Right. All the time, like in videos, but when like there's a guy here in Taiwan, he's a foreigner, he's doing it, and he says it, it's like, okay.
When it's put into practice, you can, right.
Agree.
So, man, like I've seen you build your podcast platform, but like I'm looking at all kinds of gadgets and toys.
Yeah.
When did this all? Like, are these
Let's have a look
slow
at that.
developments and upgrades?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I forget to use that camera all the time.
Like, is this progressive, or did you just go, okay,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna drop a whopping chunk and just get like?
My wife would never let me do that, man. No, so basically, we started with food at the restaurant, but the camera was like an old GoPro Hero 5.
Right.
So the old GoPros have an HDMI out, right? So I was able to get like a capture card put into the computer, and just that's all I started with. And we had actually, if you research it, everybody says, or they used to 3 years ago, buy a Blue Yeti. Right?
Ah, yes.
Everybody's like, buy a Blue Yeti.
I used to have one.
Yeah, me too.
Actually,
me too.
My roommate still has it, the old one.
Yeah. And it's cool. But I thought, okay, so I'll just buy one. It has like an interview mode where it's like you can do 2 people.
Yep.
And then so like, okay, I did it, and I did it at the office, and it was okay. And when I did it here, it picked up like the dishes. It picked up every bus. It picked up everything.
I think it's a dynamic mic. Is that what it's considered?
Yeah, I think so. I think it. Yeah, it just picked up too much.
Yeah.
And then I was like looking at, okay, well, musicians, you know, their mic doesn't pick everything up, so they have like a cardioid where it's like right here, you know. So I did the research, and one of my buddies, Robert, who you probably know, Italian-Canadian guy, Robert Giacoboni, he does the audio. Yeah, Robert, right?
Yeah, of course.
So Robert does the audio. Well, he does everybody's audio, but the audio at like the ACC and stuff. And he came in and he's like, well, you've got all this gear for the karaoke, so why don't you use that? And I'm like, I have no idea how to put that into the computer. And then he just brought this cable, and he's like, boop, boop, boop,
nice
done.
Tutorial.
And I was like, wow, okay. So we did that. And slowly I just added this recently.
Yeah,
and,
this is nice and
fancy.
fancy.
So this is basically built just for podcasts. So it's basically like overkill for the average person. But a friend of mine who's a influencer, he gets sponsored by a lot of different companies, and so he got one of these, and he was using it, but then he got sponsored by another company, and like, no, you can't use that, you have to use ours.
Oh, snap.
So then he's like, well, I got this, and I'm like, ooh, well,
you got a good
what,
deal.
yeah, what do you want for that? And he's just like, just give me, you know, X amount in food and booze, and I'm like,
that's awesome.
Deal.
Yes.
Yeah, so basically, that's the best deal.
Speaking Eddie's language.
I'm like, hey, tacos for 2 months, whatever, let's go. So yeah, it's about 22, 25 grand or something, but I got a good deal on it.
That's awesome.
And yes, and it's cool because it's got like, I never use those, but it's got cool stuff on it. Yeah.
You're like,
eventually.
you're like 20 days away from Halloween.
Exactly. Like you can put on whatever, so it's a good thing, man.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. But
nice.
yeah, brother. Let's grab the next one.
Sure.
The next one, these two here. So they are like a smoky chipotle,
okay.
Right? So
sweet.
Go ahead, brother. Go first, and I will look while you dive into that. Because the TV's kind of dying up there, I cannot see the comments. So give me a sec, and I will go through these comments right now. Audio is good. You guys look great from Gary Smoke. What's up, Gary Smoke?
Oh, yo, what's up, Gary?
Gary Smoke, legend, right?
Yeah.
We'll definitely check out his restaurant from Full Value Dan. Yeah, so Full Value Dan is like, he's been on the show a couple times.
Yeah.
He's a crypto YouTuber, a friend of mine. He's just like, it's basically like the king of crypto. Any kind of crypto questions.
The king of crypto. In
Taiwan, man, anytime you have any questions, just check out Full Value Dan. Oh, this guy's the man. He knows it all. What's up, Dan? Hope you're still on. Joseph Brosnan's been on the show before. Cauliflower is the best. Yeah, it is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Do you find it, here's a question for you. Do you find it annoying when people call you a foreigner?
Okay. Short answer or?
No, go, dude, we got time. We got time. Yeah.
So,
got time.
I think it's, since the night, like being a 90s kid, growing up here, that's the period of time where you're going to get that a lot more than people born in the next, past 5 years will get.
Yeah.
Because I assume progressively Taiwanese students and younger people will not be as surprised to see a foreign face speak Mandarin or grow up here.
Yeah.
But my upbringing, I have never belonged.
Yeah, okay.
Ever. I will, like, every day, every cab driver, how can all that stuff? Yeah, exactly. And then I think you had Brandon on here, right? I'm sure he told Brandon.
Brandon O'Neill. Yeah, I love that guy.
He talked about it too, and he's like half Taiwanese, so even more extreme, right?
Yeah.
Because he definitely doesn't look.
Dude is like so
Taiwanese.
jacked, man. I love that guy.
Jacked. So is his father.
His father,
they both
for
have
sure.
incredible discipline and routine.
Yeah, he's amazing.
But so I've never belonged here. So am I tired of it? Of course. It's exhausting. You can never, I'm a third culture kid. Like, I'm an Indian in Taiwan.
Yeah.
I speak English with a slight American accent now because of all my American friends. But I grew up spelling color with a U. Like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So for me to want to belong to this population, it's very difficult. There's a huge barrier, and it gets very annoying, and there's a great distance. However, now that I'm older, when I meet younger people who like give me that, oh, 你怎么会讲中文? I'm just like, I
was born here.
I've been drinking this water, eating this food, and breathing this air longer than you've been an idea. And
And they're just like,
and I try to keep it few and far between before I take advantage of someone's emotional composure. Like, I'm not trying to ruin the guy's day.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But if I can, if it's an opportunity and I feel like they can take it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, usually I brush it off.
Yeah.
But I have a lot classier friends who have the similar background as me, and they're so classy about it. They're just like, oh, 对对对，我要学中文, and they're very polite. And I'm usually the guy who's just like, come on, man, really?
Yeah.
Let's get to, and yeah, it gets a little frustrating, but it's okay, over it now, I guess, maybe.
It's a tough thing, I think. That's a good question, by the way. Thank you.
It's stirring up some shit.
It's stirring it up, right? No, it's also tough because for me, I was born in Canada.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Canada. Parents are Mexican. So in Canada, you're Mexican Canadian, but luckily my town was pretty immigrant heavy, lots of Portuguese and stuff. Okay. So it was good. It was no problem. But anywhere outside of that, everybody but kind of like, whoa, whatever. And when I came here, it's just like, you're white. You're just white.
For sure.
Yeah, they're like,
That's it.
But you have a American accent, Canadian accent. You're just white, and you're like,
So here's what
what
bugs me nowadays.
Yeah.
It's the new thing that's creeping under and actually getting under my skin, which I'm surprised about. Which is, first of all, India is an incredibly large country, right?
It's massive.
It's a massive country, and it's only been considered one country since like the late 40s, right? 48, so 47. So the idea that Indians all look alike is a ridiculous notion. Okay, first of all. Second of all, the idea that we'd have people of the same like skin tone, like we have dark, light, fair, whatever it may be. So lately, I've been getting a lot of comments where they'll be like, "Where are you from?" And I'll be like, "I'm Indian." They'll be like, "Oh no, but you look Arabic."
Oh, I get Arabic.
You don't
all
look
the time.
Indian at all. No, but they add on, you don't look Indian at all. I'm like, oh, so I don't respond with it.
I get the exact same thing.
I just go there, I'm like, oh, yeah, I get that a lot. Enjoy your meal. Have a good day. I don't know what to say to that.
It's tough. It's
tough. You know what Indians look like? Yeah. I barely know what Indians look like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's some of them are darker skinned. Some of them have longer noses. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
I think India it's really similar to Mexico, right? There's like really light skin. There's really dark skin. I get the same thing. I even get it. I think not to compare, but like a step further.
Sure.
They would come and they'd be like, "You Mexican?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Mexican. I was born in Canada." Well, they're like, "Oh, you don't have the accent." I'm like, "Well, I was born in Canada. I was born in Canada, but my family's Mexican. So I grew up speaking Spanish and stuff.
Hey, cabrón, chinga tu madre,
right?
Is that what they want?
And I'm just like, yes. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, "Oh, but you're really lucky." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm lucky about what?" Well, you don't look Mexican at all. So I'm like, I don't know if that's higher or no, but it's just like, well, you're lucky because you don't look Mexican at all.
If you try to read between the lines,
they're not trying to insult, but it's weird. Yeah.
I think it's on us to read between the lines.
Sure.
Try to not do it. I just try to not do it. I take it at face value.
Yep.
I'm like, you don't think I look like the Indians you've been exposed to? Understood. Okay. Let's move on. Right?
Let's move on. Exactly.
Rather than like, oh, I'm lucky I don't look Mexican because Mexicans don't look.
Exactly. Right. There's obviously a way that you can kind of keep going with it, but it's like, nah.
I think it's also being someone who went through the education system here.
Yeah.
I have zero reason and zero grounds to blame any younger Taiwanese person to feel and think that way, given Taiwan's always been an afterthought for a long time. And we were like a hardware capital in the 80s and 90s, early 2000s. Like, we've never had the opportunity as a nation to celebrate whatever culture we're building today, which is considered very much Taiwanese identity, right? So, I mean, the idea that if we're not exposed to the world, and then the world's not exposed to us, then there's no duh that everyone feels kind of like, what a rare creature there is among us,
Yeah.
There's this, you're forgetting that the world's full of people who look all kinds of, it's wild.
Eventually, we'll all be the same color, right?
I mean, that's the Russell Peters beige joke. Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
But like, he says everyone's going to be beige.
Eventually, yeah.
When I was in New York and I came back, the story I would tell was like I felt like I was a part of the future because you look around and there's like red, aqua, and blue people. Okay. It's ridiculous. Like people of all shapes and sizes. And I think that's phenomenal. And to be in an environment like that is really horrifying, intimidating, and also really inspiring. And unfortunately, Taipei does not have that at the moment. It's growing in that direction. Gates are opening. Taiwan's almost like the new T word in a lot of people's tongues after Trump. And I think that's really powerful.
It's good, yeah.
And I see a really beautiful change in the future for that.
I hope so, yeah.
And the administration's a big part of that. A lot of different communities and movements are a big part of that. A lot of scholarships in schools are a big part of that.
Great.
Like Taiwan's getting its own when it comes to internationalism, right?
It's a great place.
For sure.
I love it, man. It's actually, I always say the same thing. It's kind of like for me, like, so I was born in Canada, family's from Mexico. Obviously, I never lived in Mexico, but we would go every summer to Mexico, almost every summer. And Taiwan is kind of like the perfect blend of both.
Okay.
For me, like Canada, it's nice, it's clean, it's pretty safe, but it's very quiet. It's kind of boring. There's not much going on. Where I live is a really small town.
Like
I'm not bad mouthing. Yeah, you have to drive everywhere, right? But then, you go to, it's expensive. Taxes are high, super duper high. Like, it's crazy. I remember my first check when I made like $300 or $400. I was like, yes, I was already spending it in my head, and I got it. It's like $400. Then it's like minus, and I got like half. I was like, holy crap. Like,
yeah, but you got nice roads.
Yeah, for sure, but we got nice roads, yeah.
And you outsourced all your factories.
True. But then you got Mexico, where we don't have nice roads.
And a lot of people outsource their factories.
Exactly, right? And the food's way better.
Oh, God.
The culture, I think, is way...
I'm so lucky I've been there to certain parts.
It's amazing.
Mind-blowing. Man.
Yeah, food's way better.
Yes.
People are super friendly, super happy. But it can be dangerous.
Sure.
There's a lot of shady things going on. Like, government in both is not great, but in Mexico, it's like super corrupt. So Taiwan is kind of like, you got the night markets, you got the safety, you got the convenience. People are nice. I mean, for me, it's been amazing. And people always talk about, how can I say it, like I can say, maybe I say like white people when they come. They always tell me about culture shock. I got zero. Because it's just like Mexico. I'm like, oh shit, there's night markets here. There's this there, there's that. We can go out, we can talk. You eat on the street. I'm like, this is great. I love that, just like Mexico. So when I came here, I had like no culture shock. When I go back to Canada to visit, I feel a little bit of a culture shock because I've been here for so long. It's crazy.
What's the biggest kind of gap you feel when you get there, when you get back home?
Everything's very slow. You got to drive everywhere.
Right.
Everybody's very like, well, hello, how are you doing? You know what I mean? And it's just like I don't know. It's great, but it's very like it feels a bit stale. The conversation. I mean, I'm talking about the Canadians, Americans that come here are great. I mean, everyone.
Yeah,
I think people that travel, I think we're all the same.
Sure.
People that kind of live abroad, we're kind of all the same.
Pursuing some excitement.
Something different, right?
Yeah.
But you go back to my hometown, and everyone's like, "Hey, we're going on strike," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, forgive me. Did you say your hometown? What was
It's called Kitimat.
Okay.
It's a small town. It's about 8,000 people. Kitimat. K-I-T-I-M-A-T. It's a great place. I love it. It's great for kids. Yeah. It's great for like summer and vacation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's tough if you want to like build something because the town kind of revolves around an aluminum factory called used to be Alcan, but now it's Rio Tinto, and it's great. My dad worked there. They were able to take care of us. It's great. It's a great place. But after like maybe age 15, 16, you're kind of like, oh, I want to go do something. And yeah, it's people go to the city. They go to like Vancouver or something. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Vancouver. I love Taipei way more than Vancouver.
Really?
Oh, it's way better.
Why do you say that?
Vancouver's big and spread out, super expensive. It feels way less safe than here.
Not as accessible.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you have here. I don't own a car.
Right.
Like I can Uber wherever, or I can cab wherever, or I can scooter the area, or I walk, or MRT. But in Canada, I've never used public transit.
You can't get anywhere.
You can't do anything. Yeah. There's no like I have used public transit, but it's so rare. Yeah. It's cool. I don't know. It's a beautiful place, man. I love it here. Hold on, here we go. Full value Dan, let's lower those expectations about the crypto king of Taiwan. All right, take it easy. What's your citizen?
Got some humility.
We got Adarsh, my Indian Canadian buddy, who says, "What's your citizenship? Would you want Taiwanese citizenship?"
I was born prior to the new laws, so I would have to do a full year of military. And my current position is to support some of my family and myself and the new business. So, not really in a position to disappear for a year.
Yeah.
And that's the main reason why. There's a lot of there's quite a few characters in my life, like let's say uncle characters and figures. They're like, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, if you give me this X amount of money, I'll do it. Like, I can't just disappear for a year and make $8,000 a month. Doing some random gigs. So
that's tough.
I still have my Indian citizenship. I'm an NRI.
Okay, nice.
Indians have a way of making sure you're always Indian, which you may know.
Okay.
So my sister is an Australian citizen. She's an OCI, I believe. And I'm an NRI. It's a not real Indian, as I like to say, but it's it's a non-resident, non-resident Indian.
Okay.
So I can, I can own property in India if I have the cash, or I can't vote.
Okay.
I can go back anytime.
That's cool.
And so I'll try and keep this really short, but Taiwan was pretty ass backwards about supporting people in my position. So by the time I was 25, there was a combination of several lawyers, the prominence of the Red Room at the nonprofit position at the Air Force Base, the government affiliations we had that brought about this change, which created a new visa called Tusen Tuzang visa. And I am the first in Taiwan to get it. And I believe since I've gone back, there are over 75 people who have it. And it's enabled a lot of peers and friends. And it's created a lifelong residency for me. And with no issues, no worries, and it can convert into a permanent residency anytime. And then also it enables a permanent work permit.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. So, but that took forever.
Okay.
Right. So it was pretty messed up. But Taiwan's catching up. A lot of new opportunities, and then since then it's been like 7 years of internship visa, entrepreneurship visa, artist visa. All this other stuff. So Gold Card. That came about around the same time. So things are getting better. I can retain my Indian citizenship whilst living and working here legally with but I can't get a loan at a bank.
Yeah, I can't do that either. Even as a business owner.
But you married a Taiwanese woman.
I did marry a Taiwanese woman, but anytime it does. But anytime we need to do anything, it's just like.
Yeah, you don't.
They push you to the side and let me talk to your wife.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it. And I'm just like, I basically
she handles it really well, right?
She's
so
great.
It works out in the end,
For sure. But it's like you're just this non-person. I'm 44, but I still need my wife's permission for anything. So got to sign it. My wife's got to sign it.
You're in her land, bro.
It's true. It's true.
This is her territory.
It's true. But I have been here for 20 years.
Not enough.
Yeah.
I've been here 31.
Yeah,
not
there
enough.
You go. It's not
enough. Nothing. You're never
born
enough.
here. Never enough.
So I hope that answers the question. I'm an Indian with the ability to do what I want in Taiwan, which is pretty cool.
Couple more here. Pretty high risk time to do military service from full value. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
high risk.
It is.
Yeah, I guess.
That's not the best time for sure.
I mean, do you really? Let's not get into that.
Yeah. Well, we got another one from Adarsh. Menon, if you had kids here, what education path would you want them to follow?
Oh,
geez, this is smart. Indian guys, man, they're always so damn smart. Sometimes I'm like,
that's the only reason I haven't got many tickets when I get pulled over on traffic light. They're always like, oh, wow. You can fix my computer.
Yeah, they're like, can you fix it?
I'm like, yes, I could. They're like, okay, go.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. I love it.
What do you call it? If I had kids here, to be honest with you, Mandarin's essential. I'd love my children to learn Mandarin if I have kids in the near future. I would like kids one day. It's not going to happen anytime soon. I got a lot of stability I want to create in my life. I do not think I will be raising my children with my partner here in Taiwan.
Okay.
I've been here my whole life. I'm kind of tired of not belonging and belonging the whole mid-between.
Yeah.
I'd like to explore not belonging somewhere else maybe because it's going to happen.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
So the truth is, I really want kids. I don't know when, and I don't think it's going to be here.
How was your experience in New York? Would you go back to New York, to the States, or go back to India, or where would then be then, or somewhere else in Southeast Asia?
So I've never felt smaller as a person than I ever felt when I was in New York. Like, I felt so tiny, but it was really empowering. So
Okay.
my thought was, if I ever get back to New York, it's because I've earned it.
If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. That's what they say, right?
That's what they say. So as a musician right now, I'm really pushing hard to validate and like reach my own expectations.
Yeah.
And then also just have a body of work and collaborate and have all this experience so that when I get to New York musically, that's where I want to thrive.
Beautiful.
As far as New York for any other reason, hell no. Like, I'll just visit that place.
Okay.
If I can afford to be there a couple months a year, that's dope.
Okay.
That's great.
Expensive, right?
Living there?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's one of the big ones.
The American culture as a whole sounds so convoluted and confusing that I don't think that's the healthiest environment for a young mind. If we're talking about raising kids,
for sure.
Which again, I have no experience in. I'm just talking. But right now, my target is my sister has established herself in a really beautiful way in Australia.
Oh, nice.
She's 15 years in. She's a citizen. She's kicking ass. Like,
nice.
She's getting recognized. More specifically nowadays, it seems in a very homogenous society, she's being recognized as a woman of color.
That's great.
She's big in the music scene and production and performance and curation. So that's all the stuff I've done, but in the little leagues, I would say. And so if I get a chance, I want to mosey on over there.
Beautiful.
Hang out with her and spend time with her.
That's awesome. And family, it's nice to have the family. Yeah.
Hey, man, that's all you got.
That's all you got.
Like, you have friends for life and stuff, but
for sure.
You know, it's important, especially as a, you know, migrants. As far as like third culture, like family is really key, and I think she's more than ready and been waiting, you know, to like take care of her little brother.
Someone come down.
For me, it's also I just want to, because I've been hustling it, right? Like my mom
I
and I were just pushing it hard, and I think the idea that we could try it out somewhere else would be nice. And Australia seems like it's thriving in music and arts and performances. And it's cool.
I know. I know you've been hustling. You've been killing it for a long time, brother. It's awesome to have you here, man. I was pretty stoked because sometimes, you know, you want to reach out to people, and usually people are honored. They're like, let's do it, you know. But sometimes people are like, what? I'm not gonna do that. We're just gonna sit there and eat and talk. I'm not, and I'm just like, dude, relax.
As far as I'm concerned, it's an opportunity to chat with someone I've known for so long.
Joe.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Chat in depth with someone I've known for so long.
Yeah.
Man, like,
I didn't know your like origin from the beginning until now.
Dude, I didn't know a lot of things about you either. Hopefully, I'll learn some more tonight. Yeah.
But whatever you want to know, you let me know.
Yeah.
Let's grab the next one, man.
All
so
right.
that's Korean. Okay. So this is kind of our only like fusion-y sauce. And the funny thing is, we have this. We had this about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. We had a Korean family come in, and they ordered a bunch of Korean wings, and of course we're serving them, and I'm just like, oh shit, I'm so nervous, right? And they loved them, and they actually asked if we bottled it. And I'm like, really? Snap. I'm like, really? They're just like, yeah. I said, well, we'll give you a bunch to take home, and then I'll think about bottling it, you know? So that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool compliment, you know?
So
I love that, yeah.
On that, you know, so my mom, she loves to cook.
Let me just pull this up real quick while you talk about that. Boom. Oh, you got to have it. You got to have a picture of mom. I'm a big mama's boy, man. Go for it. Keep going.
So my mom, she cooks a lot, and you know, slowly introducing some recipes into the restaurant.
Love that.
But one of them was hummus, and she would tell this tale. She's like, she's been to Israel with my sister, which was really cool. And she had a Lebanese woman and an Israeli woman kind of bicker and argue. As a classic story about whose hummus is better. And, you know, hummus is an Arabic word. It's got Arabic origins. And so it's just like it's all across that part of the world.
Gotcha.
Hummus in so many different forms. Mm-hmm. And so now having hummus in jars at a restaurant, also having hummus on the menu, for some reason, like we've seen quite a lot of Israelis come to our spot.
Really? I'm
lucky I'm there to introduce the menu. A lot of our team obviously does that, right?
Yeah,
If I'm there that night, I'm introducing the menu, I can just see it in their eyes. They're like, please dodge the falafel salad, dodge the hummus, dodge the falafel wrap. Don't even look at me. I am not going to order that.
Yeah.
I am not going to take the risk of trying hummus or falafels in any other Taiwanese restaurant. I make it at home. Leave me alone.
Place. Yeah.
I'm just like, got it. Which has been really interesting. But we had an approval. I got really nervous one day. This Arabic dude came up, and he just gives me a lecture on the origins of hummus.
Okay.
And I was like, let me guess. You want to take full claim of all mathematics and algebra because the Islamic population was there at the time, taking over, and blah, 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 blah. We're going through this history lesson. And I just shut my mouth and let him go on about it. Yeah. Finally, he had the hummus.
Sorry, we have to do that sometimes.
And I was so nervous, and I was sitting on the side. He eats one bite, and he's like, it's actually tastes like Arabic hummus.
Okay.
And I'm like, yo, hey.
Wow.
Hey.
Nice. Okay.
Hey, that's what's up. Let's do it. Not that was the goal. I mean,
yeah.
if it's good hummus, it's good hummus. But
for sure. I love hummus, yeah.
But the idea of, I think...
Getting that stamp, right?
Yeah, because we did a thing together for All Hands, right?
That's right. That was awesome.
And a big tangent was this idea of authentic cuisine.
That's a whole podcast.
You're a Mexican chef, so to speak.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're a chef.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you take hold of the Mexican identity in
sure.
your food.
Sure. Yeah.
And so, if that's a fair way of,
For sure. Yeah. So we make the food like the way we would make it back home, mom's recipe, but we use all local ingredients, which are going to taste a bit different, and we package it in a way that's familiar and like a popular and familiar feeling.
You gotta meet the palate. You gotta come halfway, right?
Like if we do like the beans and the rice and all this stuff, a big old platter of that, and you put tortillas or whatever on the side, and people in Mexico, they break little chunks off, and they kind of like Indian style, where they just kind of like scoop it up, right? You like it? The Korean?
It's got a nice kick to it.
It's got a kick, right? Like they'll take the tortilla, break it, and they kind of scoop.
Yeah.
That's how I eat Indian food as well. But so if I did that here, people would be like, what is going on? But when you wrap it up and you put it in a burrito, we make our tortillas. We put it in the top. We put it in stuff that's easy to hold and familiar. Then people, they like it, they eat it. But then you always have the person who's like, well, that's not authentic. I'm like, I'm sorry, man, but we tried to push like the super authentic way in the very beginning for a long time, and we were broke for like a decade. So, like
we also went on about like what is authentic.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because at the end of the day, for example, like when I was pretty spoiled food wise.
I bet. Me
growing
too.
up,
Yeah.
my dad, incredible cook, and
Fantastic.
Really well traveled. And my mom also, loved to experiment and play around, but she would be known for not putting salt in her food.
Right.
Northeast Indian food is not as
it's
not going to cause a heart attack like a lot of Western Indian food will.
Gotcha.
So they have their own little battle between the
Love
two
Indian
of them.
food. Yeah.
And my father made so much food growing up, like from all over the world. So when I went to Rome, I got to go to Rome when I was like 15 with school. Like they really pulled out the money, like sent a bunch of our kids over there, right? And that was the last kelp trip, I think, for TIS. I came back not impressed with the pasta, not impressed with the pizza.
Okay.
My father took that as the ultimate compliment. But he also just we went into a deep dive and highlighting like the truth is, it's their tomatoes.
Okay.
The sauce, how you make the sauce, important.
Yeah.
How much, when, temperature, when it's served, how
Simmer,
it's served, right?
Yep.
Like you never wait for, you never let pasta wait for you. You wait for pasta.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Rules of thumb.
Yeah.
Right. Al dente, it has to come out. You have to eat it when it's ready.
Yeah.
You don't right. Anyway, so.
Of course. Yeah.
The idea that locally the tomatoes will taste different.
Yeah, of course.
So Italian pizza will always taste like, depending on where in Italy, they'll taste that certain way. In Taiwan, you're using Taiwanese ingredients.
Yeah, of course.
So you have to optimize on the flavors available rather than trying to be like, is this authentic?
Yeah.
What is authentic? Like,
it's
hard.
I get blasted for authentic. We actually removed, out of the marketing, we removed authentic years ago.
Right.
Once in a while, I'll find it somewhere. I'm like, ooh, I better delete that. Because, you get people that come in and they've been to like some rustic place in Mexico where, actually we do grind our own corn tortillas, but basically, they're like, oh, they did this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, but I cannot cover the whole country. I'm just one restaurant. You know what I mean? And then we have other people that come in and authenticity to them's Taco Bell, right? And I'm like, well,
Didn't they invent the hard shell taco?
They did. I believe they did. Yeah. And for so many years, we were like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. And people just kept asking. And I'm like, well, we make our own corn tortillas. So we buy the mold and we just make shells out of them. And people are like, oh, this is great.
Also, you were telling me,
it's crazy, yeah.
Like you have one side people crying for authentic cuisine,
Yeah.
and then on the other side they're like, you don't have French fries?
100%. There was one guy, I think in Danshua, I don't know if I told you the story, but I was in Danshua. He came out like an ABC kid, right? Pigged out, loved everything, and he's just like, everything's great, but there's the one thing you're missing. And I'm like, okay, what's that? He's like, carne asada, French fries. And I looked at him, I started laughing, and he's just like, yeah, no, seriously. And I'm like, French fries? Seriously? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, dude. Well, let me know. And that's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's funny, bro.
I mean, I think we're lucky for our shop. We just want to be able to experiment.
Okay.
Our chef, like our team of people in the kitchen, like Ella as our chef, our head chef. My mom's ideas, my ideas, a lot of our friends' ideas, things I see online. Veganism is this movement in itself. But as far as like food that happens to be not using dairy, not using meat products, not using egg, it's kind of, as a young business owner, I feel like
it's tough.
It's kind of but it's also my opportunity to keep life interesting. Right?
Sure.
If I opened a shop that you see 1,000 of in Taiwan,
I
wouldn't be very motivated.
Yeah.
So it's a huge opportunity to play. Like, we made a peanut butter brownie rap video, right? Like, I made a vegan pulled pork burger rap video that helped us sell so many more. It actually won us an award.
Oh, what?
For, like, burger under PETA and stuff. Like, I
did not.
I'll
link
not that it means much. I mean, like, anyone can get an award for whatever organization. My point is, it got attention, right? Like,
that's amazing.
When's
that's
the last time
marketing.
you saw a restaurant or a vegan shop that, like, promoted veganism in a wrap? We just compared tofu and pork, right?
Oh, okay.
Or for the peanut butter brownie, we just like talk about, the flavor, the cheese, the layers, and like we call it a brick.
Gotcha.
So it's just like having fun. It's something that keeps it interesting.
Oh, that's what you brought me today, right?
Yeah, I brought you.
Oh, dude, I'm stoked to try that. I love it. I love that.
It's also just like we use the word fusion, and you can just throw it around all the time.
Yep.
To me, it's an opportunity to not be boxed in, right?
Okay, yeah.
So some people say like, oh, you've got great. It's Western food, man. Like it's burgers and wraps and salads and some soups.
Love it.
But there's dal in there.
Okay. Ooh.
Indian lentil soup. Like, so
I love that.
You can't say it's all cream of tomato and cream of pumpkin. Like, we have a gu gu tang, which is very zongyao type Chinese medicine stuff. So
beautiful.
The word fusion just enables us to add whatever we want without this limitation.
I love that.
People have less expectation on a certain. I mean, they look at my face and they go, oh, gali fan ma.
Do you guys have that butter chicken?
Samosa.
Or yeah.
And I'm just like, no.
No, we don't.
How many Indian restaurants are there in Taipei? Go there.
Yeah, and there's some good ones, right?
And I'm not saying like we'll never do it.
Yeah.
It's just not in the cards right now.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha. Beautiful, man. All good. So, what do we got? Taiwanese laws unfriendly to foreigners that needs to be updated to keep pace with the times. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's old news.
Full Value Dan is saying, I'm listening to this podcast and he sounds a lot like Paul Rudd, Ant-Man.
Paul Rudd? Oh,
Ant-Man.
Really?
You sound like Ant-Man, apparently. Yeah.
So.
All right, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. How's the Korean? Not bad?
I like it.
So I'm going to say something to you here. You say, listen to your heartbeat rather than your ringtone.
Yes.
So explain that.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Ooh, that's a good one, right? I can see the guests' eyes light up when there's a good one. They're like, yes. Gotcha.
I think, like, the Red Room is one of the longest, probably the longest running open mic in Taiwan.
Awesome.
And I was the host for 9 years.
That's amazing. Wow.
So it's many languages, many forms of expression, and it's a lot of listening. I love talking. I talk a lot. And
that's why I wasn't worried about this podcast.
And
man.
I feel like it's been an incredibly challenging journey to learn how to shut up a little more. I'm still working on it, but for work and in the midst of people vulnerably, expressing themselves and sharing, like that practice and culture of listening has been a big part of my life. And so I've managed to stay off the phone. But before opening the restaurant, I was really good. Like, I didn't have a smartphone until 22. I never had a lot of these apps and like stuff like that. So for me, this distance, not pretentious distance, but just this distance from your phone has been a big thing. And I'm also someone that practices as a percussionist and a drummer. And I'm always trying to, like, I'm an amateur. And yet I feel I can jam with a lot of different people without the high skill set, but just I can jam along because I'm listening. So I can do the bare minimum that lets them groove and then hopefully enables me to like flourish a little bit. And everyone can play.
You got that ear, right? You're like,
I
I can
suppose,
roll with
right?
this.
Like you're training for that ear. You just know the timing. So I think listen to your heartbeat is something that I aspire towards.
Okay.
And now that I play the handpan, it's very suitable for meditation.
So cool.
Yogic practice, a lot of dance, stretching, slow movement. I've done quite a few shows lately. I've been really, really lucky to do with Shout out to Billy. He's like the Cirque du Soleil celebrity of Taiwan. This guy keeps inviting me to do crazy, crazy ass shows where I dress up in these wild outfits. You know, for 1,000 people, 800 people. Yeah, this is one of the gigs we did for Billy.
All right.
Addison is a legend bass player, so we did this gig on this roof in Ximen for like a gin tasting. It was an exclusive gin tasting. Cool. He brought sand, filled the roof. The Rendezvous catered. We had like broomsticks upside down. We had all these skewers of vegan cuisine, and they had like 7 gin concoctions, and we just played the music in the background. And so I think handpan is something that encourages me to slow down a bit. There's a lot, like, if you'll notice, YouTube is going wild with lo-fi music.
Okay, yeah,
Everyone loves chill vibes and
for sure
work-study music.
Yeah, like coffee,
everyone's trying to slow down a bit. You know, everyone's
I think
just
it's good.
The city's wild. You got 7-Elevens 24 hours.
Life's
you got fluorescent
wild.
lights. Yeah, everything's just, it's extreme. It's not Canada.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's not slow.
It's not slow.
So, you know, I think listen to your heartbeat rather than your ringtone is just my way of saying, like, for myself and for anyone listening, hey, you know, there's a lot to gain with introspection, and you don't need to be entertained through your phone at all times, and any opportunity to get to just look around and just look around rather than always staring at your screen. I had a 75-year-old woman who curated events with us like 6 years ago. She told me something brilliant. She just looked at me dead in the eye. She was like, do you remember this phase where everyone was obsessed with zombie movies and zombie novels and zombie books?
Of course. Yeah.
There was a university class offering in California just for zombie novels and literature. We can look it up. It's brilliant.
Okay.
The fact that was such a big thing.
Yeah, it was massive. Yeah,
like
World
Mel
War
Brooks'
Z and
son
all that stuff.
did he wrote World War Z. Mel Brooks' son. Okay. A bunch of people, whatever. But at that time, she was like, everyone's worried about zombies. They're already here. She shows me a photo of 7 teenagers walking down the road, all staring at their phones.
Yeah.
And she hit me hard with that, And I think that's kind of what it is. It's just I want to avoid that. And hopefully more people can do that too.
That's great.
So that's it. That's really it. Like,
okay. Yeah, no, I agree. And I think it's tough for like the kids because like it's normal for every, for like there's an iPad or a phone lying around, and sometimes we're busy here and we use iPads to order food, right? So there's always a little stack of iPads there. So if it gets busy, like my daughter, like right now, my wife's busy, I'm here, and she's in there. She's like right there with an iPad, like playing Roblox or something. And it's okay for a little while, but sometimes it's like, oh man, you gotta get off that thing. And I'll take her out, like with my buddy there, Adarsh. We have a lot of play dates and stuff, and teaching them to play board games and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome, man.
I mean, I think, obviously...
Just something different. Go to the park. We go to the park all the time.
It's kind of, kind of beating a dead horse to say, oh, technology has ruined attention span. That's not the truth. Like, I think, these are the ultimate tools. It's constantly getting better.
Sure,
You're doing all kinds of stuff with gadgets and
screens.
Dude, It's a lot of fun. Your program is probably more available now that you have...
All right, there you go. Yeah,
screen time and stuff. But I think one of my really good friends, he just highlighted that. Just remember that it's a tool. Yeah. And create a relationship with this tool and recognize it's a tool.
It's just a tool, man. Yeah.
So if Instagram's your life, that's a problem.
That's tough.
If Instagram's a tool to either give yourself a sense of comfort, or it's a tool to
fill up your business,
or a tool to share a part of your life that you really want to share.
Of course.
Great. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I think it's recognizing and remembering it's a tool.
Yeah.
That's the part that's tricky.
For sure. Right? For sure. I got one more picture of what's the hand pan there.
Oh, yeah.
That's you hand panning.
So that's the one I brought. That was the first day after I bought this. This is my highest.
It's huge, man. Yeah. Is it heavy?
No.
No, is it like a haul?
I can one hand. You can lift it with one hand.
We'll check it out after.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is dope. So when I was 19, I dreamt of having one. And now I'm 31 and I own 7.
Oh, wow. So that's so cool.
19-year-old me would be very proud.
Yeah.
And I've only paid for 3 of them. Like, I got sponsored.
Oh, that's so
by
cool.
This dude who's back in Taiwan, actually. I need to reach out to him.
Very
really
cool.
Yeah.
Send him my way, man.
He's a cool guy. He lives in, I think he's trying to find a house in Dulan. His name's David Wexler.
Okay.
He's a cool cat.
Good name. The Red Room, is that the one by the old theater in Taipei?
So there's the Honglo, which is the red building in Ximending, by what they call the gay district.
Yep.
That is not the same as the Red Room.
Okay.
The Red Room has been around in many different venues, and now the only physical space the Red Room has is called the Red Room Rendezvous, and you got to spell it with a Z. A lot of people fuck that up.
Dude, I was like typing it, and I'm like, and even the computer wasn't getting the spell check. I was like,
what's kind of funny is
that wrong.
we were talking about Google ads earlier for restaurant promotion and mapping.
Yeah.
I put down quite a lot of money on Rendezvous without the Z, like misspelled.
Yeah, sure.
We got tons of hits.
I bet.
Tons of hits.
I bet. That's
and now
awesome.
Rendezvous with the Z, spelled correctly.
Okay.
It's getting more.
Okay, beautiful.
But Red Room Rendezvous is the restaurant. We're over at Liu Zhangli MRT, so it's on the
Brown Line, right?
Brown Line, yeah. And we're in Da'an Chu, and we're on the corner.
I love that.
On Jilong Lu.
Beautiful. It says, do you have links to the handpan videos? We will post the videos.
Yeah, I got some stuff.
We'll post those in the comments below. Hang Massive is awesome.
I met one of the dudes from Hang Massive.
Okay.
And I was a crazy fanboy.
Okay.
And he kind of like brushed me off. Yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh,
I really fucked that up. Yeah, I really fucked that up. But I met him in Goa.
Oh, wow.
It was really cool.
I heard Goa is amazing.
It's owned by the Russians.
Oh, really? Okay.
Tons of raves, and it's owned by the Russians. You see a lot of them. It's like Hippie Central. They had a handpan festival there.
Okay.
I went after the fact.
Okay.
It was really beautiful. It was really cool.
Very cool. Very cool. And Hang Massive's awesome. Amazing. Cool. We'll just go through these pictures here. Bam. Yeah, that's a good picture, man.
Harry Winston is a diamond company.
Okay.
I got lucky with a gig where they had like all of their top clients. And some of their main shareholders all come for dinner at this really extravagant venue, which you can't see here. And so I was invited to play for about 30 minutes as they find their seats, which quite a lot of gigs have been like that lately.
That's cool.
So that was really fancy.
Chill music. Well, okay.
Really cool. So I just play, and that pan was one of my students. He bought this pan, and it sounds like water. And it's each pan is very unique. Okay. And a lot of the pans all have different keys.
That's cool.
So this one is a pygmy pan, like a pygmy key. Whoa. And it sounds like water. And I have a recording. I got commissioned to do this. Like, there's this whale mural. Okay. Across Taipei. Near the Jilong Museum. And they got a couple murals around. I forget the address. And so they commissioned me to write a song for a whale song, so to speak, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And my sister did a poem. My buddy Ugo did on guitar.
Nice.
And we created an audio track, and I used that pan. Okay. Which was really cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it was really
very
fun.
cool. Very cool. You were talking about live music, right?
Yeah.
That's at your venue, right?
So that's Blues.
Okay.
And Axel. Okay. Blues is this incredible vocalist that I've never met. Okay. She performed at our venue. That was like the one night I wasn't there, and apparently it was one of the best shows in months. Okay. So I'm really lucky. This guy named James has recruited her, or he told me he founded a band in her name, essentially, called the Speakeasies. Okay. And they're going to play Spooky Swing at the Rendezvous on October 28th. Okay. If that's a Friday.
That's a Friday, yeah.
So Blues will be coming back. And Axel is just like, he's an amazing guitar player. German gent who just like, he nails it. So that's in our space.
Awesome, beautiful. We'll go through the last few here, and then we'll keep going on the food. Deja Food.
Oh, man.
What is this about?
Ella came up with this, our chef. So
fish tacos, I think, right? Well, I mean,
we call them facos.
Okay. All right, good name.
Flat-faced fish facos.
Okay.
It's
like a Dr. Seuss book, yeah?
I mean, I love Dr. Seuss. So we're a vegan restaurant. We are, like, our online clients are, like, 85% female.
Okay.
Between
Makes
the ages
sense.
of 25 and 35.
Makes sense.
And our on-site clients are exceeding 75% are women as well.
Okay.
So for me to run a ladies' night seems really tacky, right? 95% of our staff are female as well.
Okay. Well, interesting.
And we have a bar atmosphere as well as a restaurant atmosphere upstairs. So I want to do a ladies' night. I want to, sex sells, right? Like,
of course,
how do I make something sexy?
But not slimy, right?
But not slimy.
Yeah.
And then how do I not do, like, bullshit, like, whatever. So we were thinking. And my buddy and I were like, let's call it Almost Food. So we do all these things that seem really familiar. Sorry, Almost Foods. Or was it Almost Vegan? I forget. Almost Foods, so it's like, it's almost a beef taco.
Okay.
It's almost chicken curry or butter chicken or whatever. So that evolved into Deja Food. where it's familiar foods that are vegan. And so our new Deja Foods menu is like tapas.
Okay.
So we do, really affordable, like 80, 90 NT platters, plates. And every 2 drinks, you get a free tapas, like in Spain.
Okay,
Like if you go
beautiful.
to Basque Country, you order 2 drinks, 2 pints, you'll end up getting a plate of food tapas, and it's cheaper.
Okay.
So Wednesday night has like a cocktail vibe downstairs. We change the lighting. We have some tapas foods, and you just get some cocktails. So that's where Deja Vu started. We don't actually serve the milkshake anymore.
Okay.
But
My bad. It looks good.
No, it's good. But yeah, that's the Deja Food was that idea. Ella came up with the name.
That's very cool.
That was cool. Very cool.
I love that. It's cool when you're kind of brainstorming and then something pops like that and you're like,
man.
oh, yes.
So that's the thing. All
Yes.
of my eureka moments led to these stupid names, and I just shared it with Ella, and I was like, Ella, it's not working. And English is not even her native language, and she just looks at me and she goes, Deja Food. I'm like, oh my God, yes, thank you.
That's beautiful.
Done.
I love that.
I'm sticking with that.
I love it. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Next picture. Speaking of Spain, I think that's Spain. Is that
Ayo.
Spain? Yeah. No?
Yeah. That's
an old
Hugo.
one. Yeah,
He
okay.
just left
Okay.
to Spain for the next 3 months.
Okay.
I went busking with him for 2 months in Spain.
How's that?
Mind-blowing experience.
I bet.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I played percussion for him and sometimes guitar, and we vibe and mash together, and we only drink what we earn.
Okay.
A little secret to busking for any musicians out there who plan on busking around Europe. You can earn, like, depending on the corner, right? You can earn maybe 40 euros, 50 euros an hour if you're doing really well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I'm telling you, that's nothing. If you add a violin player,
Okay.
you're earning minimum 100 euros an hour.
A violin. So they're big on violin.
Dude, no.
All Europe or Spain?
No,
or-
no. I mean, I only know of
Yeah,
Spain,
okay.
France, and Germany.
Okay,
Those
well,
are my
that's-
bust. But like,
okay.
and I'll add another layer to that. If your violin player, if your violinist plays Game of Thrones,
Okay.
you're making 150 euros an hour.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Everyone goes crazy
Like,
for that shit.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
nuts.
Okay.
But yeah,
Wow.
I played darbuka, the Syrian like belly dancing drum.
Okay.
Cajon sometimes, and Hugo is a guitarist and a singer. And our good friend Juan, he was
Juan.
the violinist. Yeah.
Shout out to Juan.
So we jammed a lot. This is at Hugo's parents' house somewhere on northern Spain.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And the last one, I believe, is Hugo again.
Yeah. So that's the darbuka, his
Okay.
family darbuka, and that's just us. Like,
Good beard.
that's me 14 kilos lighter, dude.
Really? But,
Yeah.
well,
open
okay.
a restaurant and see what happens.
Yeah, well, tell me about it, man.
Fucking
Shit.
A.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
the feeling.
I was 84, and now I'm 90.
You're tall, though, too, man. How tall are you? Centimeters?
188.
Shoot, you're that tall.
Wow,
Okay,
you're
okay.
pretty tall.
184-ish? Yeah, same thing.
I mean,
but yeah.
you know,
Okay,
like,
it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, they're ridiculous. Like, just gained so much weight running this shop.
Yeah,
dude.
for sure. And then you get the stress, and then you don't eat all day, and then you pig out at midnight.
So bad.
It's crazy.
So
It's
bad.
crazy, right?
Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
bad.
it's crazy. I remember the days where I was about 80 kilos. Now I'm like
What do you weigh now?
close to 100, I think. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, maybe 95-ish.
You gotta watch it, man. I think
I know.
it gets intense.
Yeah.
It messes with your energy levels too.
For sure, for
Like,
sure.
I want to stay polite and approachable to anyone who walks into the
Sure,
shop.
sure, of course,
And if they
of course.
catch me at the wrong time,
You're
and
like,
they
Yeah,
say
of
the whole
course.
Indian Arabic thing, and I'm
Yeah,
just like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, I'm not gonna react well right now.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
I know that feeling. That's so
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
brother. Yeah, no, I've been. I had Tony Capatch on a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
And I've been doing a lot of exercise and stuff. But we were talking, and I got a sort of workout program off of
Okay.
him. So I've been
Yeah,
doing
you
that.
got a little routine
I feel good.
going?
It's good because I've been doing my own routine for a while. But you never push yourself. You know, you're just kind of like, you're there, you're cruising, you're
How do you
doing.
manage your sleep? How
I
late do you guys go, by the way?
here maybe like 9-ish,
Oh, okay.
9:30. It's not bad. It's not
manageable.
bad. It's
We
not
might go
bad.
till 3 sometimes.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, it depends. You know, Tianmu seems to slow down after
Sure,
like
that makes sense.
9:30ish.
Sure.
Yeah, and I usually there's one of us has to take my daughter home, and it ends up being
yeah,
me.
Of course.
Yeah, because my wife will do the numbers at the end of the day and stuff, and I take my daughter home. She's got to take a shower,
Sure,
have a snack, go to bed, and I try to get her to bed before 9:30ish, but 10. She's usually at 10, but then it's that cycle, you know, like then she can't get up because she didn't have enough sleep, and then she's late for school, and then it's
How
just
old
like,
is she
yeah,
now?
she's 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a dumb habit since she was like kindergarten though, so I gotta fix that. I gotta fix that, brother. Fix that habit. Yeah.
But you can manage to.
But I can sneak up. Yeah, I can sneak. Oh man, I can. Yeah, I'll take like midday naps and stuff if I need to. Yeah.
You know, I've had quite a few people talk to me about, I don't believe in napping. I'm like, you don't own a business. Yeah. No. Napping is gold.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think it doesn't matter what age you are.
Yeah. No.
If you have the ability of shutting down in the middle of a chaotic day.
Yeah.
For up to an hour, 30 minutes. Yeah, I think 30 minutes.
I'm good. 20 to 30.
Minutes,
I'm good. Yeah.
All of those naps are really solid.
Yep.
And you can wake up and then tackle
the another day.
It's like you realize that there's a morning shift, and then at night maybe I'm hosting an event.
Yeah.
I have to present myself to people. I have to, interact with people I may not like.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I've been there.
Maybe they'll ask for me to come up and perform something with them.
Yeah.
You have to manage something or teach sound in some way. Like there's a lot of energy that goes into being patient, hospitable, and all that jazz.
And brain power. You're an entertainer, right? Like you're a restaurant.
Napping.
Yeah, the napping's beautiful.
There's a takeaway message. It's napping.
Napping,
is
yeah.
Gold.
Yeah, no, like with this business, you're an entertainer. Sometimes you get a lot of, you meet a lot of really cool people.
Sure.
Sometimes you meet a lot of not so cool people, but they still come and eat a lot. Sure. And you're like, well, they're still paying, so I will still, sit there and listen to their crap. But it's part of the gig, right? It is what it is. But yeah, brother, let's grab the next one. Yeah?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. You good? So this is, Empress, right?
Of course.
This is Empress Ghost. This is the Ghost. You have their Ghost? Yeah?
Deadly.
Let's go. The Ghost.
Ghost is deadly. We have it on our food. We actually do a caprese platter.
Okay.
So we do 3 pesto and 3 Ghost.
Okay.
And a lot of people are like, I'm dying.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, but now you know. I only encourage it for parties of 4 or more.
Yeah.
And they can look at their friends and they can know who's really able to take on the heat.
Gotcha.
And I gotta say, there's a woman who came just 3 days ago.
Yeah.
She couldn't be older than like 52 or something.
Okay.
She came with her family. I gave her an entire, half a cup of Ghost.
Oh, wow.
Dude, she devoured it.
She just, shot it?
Didn't flinch.
Really?
Didn't flinch. I freaked out.
That's crazy, man. Yeah.
I've never had that happen.
Yeah,
I need to report it to Jane and the Empress folks.
Yeah,
I need to let them know.
They'll be like,
Alex,
what? Yeah, Alex and Jane.
I need to let them know because that's next
crazy.
level.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens when we get to the next one.
Soaked in Ghost?
This is soaked, so just take a little nib.
So you're really taking after that hot wings and hotter questions.
So
really
my thing is big Rogan fan.
Oh yeah.
And then big Hot Ones fan.
Yeah.
Because and then our idea was do it live in the restaurant. And yeah, I mean, so.
Yeah, sorry to make you go fork and knife.
No, it's cool, man. Actually,
trying to be careful.
It's all good. It's all good. No, we're good. No problem. I actually make a mess out of myself with it.
Left that don't have food stains on
really? Yeah, I know that feeling well, brother.
You're washing dishes. And
I know.
Spray comes up.
For sure. Always, man. I know all about that shit, bro. So I'll take a little nib of this, and then we'll keep going.
How's it? Oh, yeah, I'm feeling it.
Little nib.
Loving it.
All right.
I'm conditioned. So what's the top selling dish at your spot now?
Oh man, fish tacos are up there.
Yeah.
The enchiladas are up there. Nachos are up there. These are climbing, man. Not the ghost. Not the ghost. The cauliflower. Yeah.
Damn. That's some.
That's
fucking hot.
The ghost is going up. The wings are going up big time. But as soon as we start to push the cauliflower wings, they're just right on par, if not leapfrogging the chicken.
Really?
Yeah. And people are like, we love your wings, and we get them all the time, but nobody else has cauliflower wings. And I'm like, and that's just like a clever name for deep fried cauliflower, right? Yeah, but you market them as the same as a wing and stuff. And people are like, whoa,
I'm genuinely feeling the burn on
this.
You
for sure. Well, we got to worry about the last one then, shoot. So we got
we'll be there.
Most memorable moment in your career so far.
Oh, hey, man, I just turned the books on you, asking about your restaurant. You're turning it back on me?
Yeah. Well, what did you ask? What do you want to know?
No, that's cool.
That's good. That was
most
it.
Memorable what?
Most memorable in your career. For me, a quick answer was probably the chicken wings, and these are right on par at the top. Enchiladas, fish tacos.
You're saying career meaning the restaurant?
Yeah, career or a moment in like Spain or something when you were traveling, maybe at a moment in your life. Let's just say that you were just like, yeah, like once in a while I'll have a day where podcast got a bunch of views, had a great day, restaurants packed, my daughter's super happy, my wife's super happy, the staff's super happy, the customers, and then you just like, yes.
Sure.
Yes. Just a day where you're like, yeah. Do you have one where you can think of? I mean, no pressure.
Yeah, of course. There's so many.
So many, right?
I mean, let's narrow it down to the restaurant experience.
Okay, let's do restaurant. Yeah, a day in the restaurant where you had an event that you were like, okay, I'm not sure if it's gonna work, and then you absolutely fucking crushed it. You're like, yes,
right.
Made a bunch of money. Everyone's super happy. Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Stage Time and Wine, the open mic, has been running for so long.
Yes.
And when we transitioned into a restaurant, when I opened a restaurant and a bar, there's business involved.
Yeah, of course, you need to make that money.
There's a lot of children's programs we can't run anymore because they don't earn us money. We're not funded or donated, right? We don't.
Gotcha.
Right.
It's a business.
There's a lot of theater I can't run anymore.
Okay, gotcha.
There's a lot of creative, like live painting events I can't run anymore.
Okay.
So the idea that our open mic can run is already a blessing.
Yeah.
And for it to fit in with the bar restaurant environment is not the easiest thing.
That's tough for sure.
Otherwise, a lot of people would do it. But we're really, really excited. I mean, we're really privileged, and it's a great opportunity that we can run them at our restaurant because there's a Red Room name that follows.
Yes.
Right? So I think for me, I've been quite jaded. Open mics can become a talent show.
Okay.
They can get a little boring. You can have a lot of crappy, unprepared people who decide to just take the mic and blah, blah.
Yeah.
But the truth is the vast majority of our programs have invited and attracted really incredible people who listen. They give their heart to it.
Yeah.
And they really enjoy the moment. As a host, it's so easy to get jaded with the idea that, this sensitive moment is something I should hold on to and get emotionally attached to. Now, I'm glad you're having a good time. You're having a good time. I'm glad. Let's move on. I have work to do, right?
Yeah.
So now that I had Addison as a host for so long at the restaurant, and then now I have this incredible host named Giovanna, I think one of the more memorable moments for me is 13 years later, I'm sitting as an audience member at this open mic we've run for 13 years, and I watch people perform with this raw, vulnerable form of expression. Okay. And there's so much love and passion, and it's in Mandarin, it's in Spanish, it's in Hindi, it's in Japanese, and the room is welcoming them with warmth, and it's very all-encompassing. It sounds wishy-washy and whatever, but the truth is we all need a bit of this sense of belonging. Yeah. We all need an audience that will be unconditionally receptive.
For sure.
And I think that those moments, it revitalizes, like, that's why we do this.
Yeah.
That's why we run this. I'm sure you have podcasts where you're like, that's why I do this.
Yeah,
There's
I agree.
Like, obviously, you can't have a golden conversation every time.
No, it's definitely not. It's not every time.
Right, man. But there's a couple where you're like, that's why I run this. That's why I put all the effort of, like, pressing all the buttons, make sure my wife's helping with the sound and the bar and the business and there's a reason why you put all this effort in. Yeah. And because the reward is not always financial, it's not always,
for sure.
A pat on the back. It's really something for you to take home. I agree. Right? So Stage Time and Wine being able to run at this new business means we can keep it alive. It means that I get to experience it and to know that there are hosts out there, specifically Giovanna and Eddy, who want to rock it and do it in both languages. And
that's awesome. I love it.
Make people feel safe. Because, we get people who have never spoken in front of a crowd before.
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, I have been growing up most of my life before I came to Taiwan. I was a super introverted, super shy, and when I came out here for like a few months, I still was, and then I'm like, I gotta fucking do something. I can't be this shy person out here, and then and enjoy what's gonna happen. And then I kind of pushed myself, and it's great. It's a lot better to be the other way.
Was your decision to run a restaurant decided before you opened this shop, or did it kind of just happen?
This particular one, or the original?
I know.
Okay.
This is the
one.
Latest.
Yeah. This is the latest
one.
one.
I'm saying, like, when you first got here.
No. I came out here to coach soccer, do some English teaching. Yeah. Right. I did that. That was fun. I was enjoying myself. I fell in love with the country. It was a great place. People are nice, beautiful women everywhere. Great time. And then I ended up saying, okay, I'm going to stay here for a while. And eventually, I was friends with my wife for a long time. And eventually, I was like, you know what? This is. What am I going to go back to? Like, I don't want to work in Vancouver or, where I barely surviving, for my whole life. I can't, raise a family. And, I don't know. I liked it here, and I'm like, let's do something here. So I stayed. Actually, my wife, her dream is a coffee shop.
Oh, okay.
And I told her, the coffee shop is tough because I myself, I'm okay with coffee. Like I like it, but I can go weeks, months with no coffee because I don't need coffee. So for me to be that, and all of a sudden I'm the coffee guy, it's artificial for me, and I don't want to live a lie, right? So I told her, my family, the food, so, let's practice this. If you like this, then we'll see what happens. So we started with a stand in a night market. We did that, and then a really small place in Danshui, the Danshui one. And then the other one, which is Divino now. And then this one, right? So we had an investor in this one.
Divino's opened at your old spot?
Yeah. Divino's there, man.
Like the Italian
guy. Yeah. Enrico, man.
So
my old spot's they got Divino Taipei, Divino here, and then they got Focoso, right?
Yeah, I know Focoso.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that Divino took over.
Yeah, so we had the two places. We were making... it was okay. Both were profitable, but
things were picking up when you made that beer money.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. But it's also like you think it ended up being like working twice as much for the same or less, and I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't work. And so we were having issues finding enough people to work, and so we were working way too much. And I told my wife, you know what? I talked to Enrico a few times at Lutetia at Cedric's, right? And he's been looking for a location for a while, and he loves our little spot. And then one time I met him, I said, you know what? If you're still looking, take this place. Yeah, similar to the Urban, right? They're like, you know what? I got too much on my plate. And I said, the neighbors are shit. Everything else is fantastic.
Yeah. How are the neighbors here?
The neighbors are fantastic
here.
Yeah, fantastic. Never ever had an issue.
Sometimes?
Yeah. Yes, which is incredible.
That's really important.
Which is incredible because our neighbors over there hated us, like super. Like
I mean, you were in an alley.
Yeah. But they hated
tough.
us. Like we closed it at like 8, but they still hated us. Anyways, that's something else. So I told them they had it tough at the beginning, and then I told them, you know what? Talk to the neighbors and say we didn't know. Fucking Eddie, you didn't tell us that shit. Use me as a scapegoat. I don't care, right? Use me as a scapegoat, and then be like, let's be on our same team. And then now it's good. I don't know, but I think they're doing pretty well. Yeah. So we're there. So now we got this one. Unfortunately, after like 2 months after that deal was done, and COVID came, and he's like, oh shit, I got 3 restaurants at COVID. Hard. Yeah. And I had the one, even with just one, it was rough.
Because they're still running?
Yeah, they're pretty busy, man. They're solid. Yeah, I mean, Tianmu, I think if you're going to give a quality product and good service, people are going to come, right? Which is good.
That means that
Fumo, yeah,
is kind of in the league of Divino's as far as
similar.
Dining,
Yeah, exactly.
European, it's not Italian fusion type.
They're all kind of friends, though. Like everybody's kind of like friends, and so they're all pretty cool. Everybody's pretty cool. Yeah. Divino, Enrico, all those guys, great people, man.
So you think this is your shop? Are you gonna try and?
Yeah, we'll do more. I want to do. I want to do more. Yeah. So this year the plan was to hire sort of like a consultant and really systemize everything. So we have done that. We have been doing that, but there's just some issues we need to fix. But the main thing is I haven't been home in like 5 years. I haven't seen my mom in 5 years, bro. I got to go home for a month or something.
If you start franchising, that's a commitment.
Oh, yeah, I can't leave here for years. Yeah. So I want to do that, but I want to come back. I have a lot of other restaurant owner friends that are like, your place would kill it in like in this area or that area, or an express version in a food court or something. I'm like, yeah, it probably would, but I miss my mom. I got to go home. So we'll do that, and then hopefully we'll expand.
She's over in Canada.
They're in Canada. My whole family's there. Yeah, so it's good. It's good. It's been a while, man. It's
and
been a while.
Your siblings are still there too.
Got a brother and sister still there. Yeah, they're good. Yeah. So yeah, Canada's good.
Anyone else in the food business?
My mom has been an amazing cook my whole life. So she worked in a cafeteria. She came and cooked there. Like she's always cooking. So she's an amazing cook. My dad didn't cook, but my mom did all the cooking. Yeah, no, but like food business, nobody. Nobody in any business. So it's like when I told them, they're like, what?
Yeah.
They're like, you don't know food business. And I'm like,
figured it out.
Like, I guess we can figure it out. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I think anyone can do anything as long as they really put their mind to it. If they really focus, they can do it.
I think what scares me is that, when I open a restaurant, everyone's like, oh, 80% of all restaurants fail.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but it's also because like 80% of people think they can open a restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. And then they think they're going to be making bank in the first week.
So
I'm like, it's going to take a while, man.
All I'm trying to do is hope that I'm not in that 80%
You won't be,
of
man.
idiots.
Come on, man.
Because the
no
truth
way.
is, there's a lot of idiots out there who open a restaurant because it's the most relatable business,
It's
right?
a lot, yeah.
It's the most relatable business. Like, oh, cook food, serve food, charge money.
People eat, yeah.
And you have hole in the walls here with rats.
Yeah.
And they'll make more than you and I make.
Yeah, I know that.
Any day of the week.
I know.
Any day of the fucking week.
I know.
They can do mahjong mian,
I
roll
know.
fan, and it's
crazy.
so good. And
Yeah,
it
for
costs
sure.
30 NT.
Yeah.
And they'll go home with like 30,000 NT profit a night, and you're like, how though?
How's that possible?
Why
I
am I
know.
doing? Like, why am I?
Why am I killing myself?
Why am I stressing about some random mugs and some random menu designs? Like,
Exactly.
fuck.
Exactly. I got
That's
you.
what I was saying in the beginning. I was like,
Yeah.
if I wanted to do business proper and be smart in Taipei and Taiwan, I would open a ramen joint, dude.
I love ramen. I think
You know a single ramen
everybody
joint
loves
that's
ramen.
not full?
Yeah, no, I don't actually. Yeah.
I went to one downtown at 2 in the morning. I counted. There was 65 people there on a Wednesday.
Really?
At 2 in the morning.
Was it Ichiran? No.
One of the
just like a regular.
like 60-year-old legacy brand.
Okay.
But like I don't know what the name is anymore.
Okay.
I was just so frustrated looking at it, and I ate there
Yeah,
and
of
I
course.
enjoyed it.
And you're like, oh, this is good.
And I had a good time. Yeah, but it was just.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Shit. Well, let's take a little nibble of the last one, bro. How you feeling? You feeling all right?
I got this.
Let's go.
And you?
I'll wolf that one.
Ghost?
I'll wolf that one down in a sec, but I want to.
So what are we looking at
that. So this, I don't know if I should
Eddie
tell you.
special.
I don't know if I should tell you, but it's Carolina Reaper. It's way hotter than Ghost.
I've heard of the Reaper.
Yeah. So just take a little nib, and then I will kind of wolf these down while we
Death
talk.
to my taste buds.
Yeah, man. So do you have like a dream job that you might have lined up for you in perhaps Australia?
Oof.
Yeah.
Australia seems
We're almost
like
done.
Australia seems like an opportunity to do what I've always done, but on a different scale and different level. So I don't know if it's like a dream job. It's just more of a dream environment, like where there's funding and support for curation of artists, musicians. Because like logistics in that game is really something I've taken a lot of pride in and learned a lot about and done. I feel like I've done my time.
Okay.
And I'm doing my time.
Yeah.
But the dream job, honestly, was the job I had for a year and a half, where I got paid more than I could think of. And I would work maybe 1.5 weeks a month. And then I would have 1 full week where I would be in the country where the retreat was being held.
Okay.
And that week and a half was managing the venue, contracts, logistics.
Is this the New York thing?
Travel plans. This is the one that took me around the world.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then the content of the retreat was for what I call the 10%. Like very wealthy, influential members of society across the globe that had some emotional development through childhood that they would need to work through.
Gotcha.
Or have the opportunity to work through because they can afford such a workshop.
Gotcha.
And the coaches were like extremely seasoned professionals, right? Like our 2 coaches were in their late 60s, early 70s, written multiple books, have run company workshops and retreats for like decades.
Okay.
And that job as a young fly on the wall that helped manage some logistics and planning, it's like I get the sense of validation and importance for helping manage the housing. Like it could be, I get such an honored position where I could be the one that helps them through their whole application process and venue and room, but I'm also the guy they call if the toilet gets plugged, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure,
I'm the butler and the guy on the fly on the wall, as well as the person who like, hey, I want you to take this unlimited whatever Amex card and I want you to treat those 2 people without them knowing it's me. Like, you get kept with some of these secrets where they want to treat each other and have like, it was a great opportunity to feel a sense of importance, be relevant, but also always stay irrelevant. Because I'm not a coach, I'm not a part of the programming, I'm just there to help make it happen.
You're kind of like the grease that moves the wheels type thing.
And I got the job as the chief operating officer if we were to move forward without the COVID. So that was really my dream job. Destination retreats, logistics, wellness, management. Because like I get to meet crazy people, not like
the 1% kind of
psychotic way. I mean like crazy, wild, interesting people, and I get to travel the world. You know, that was my dream gig. But if we go to Australia, I think it has to be like find a way to make handpan a part of my career. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's awesome, brother. Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun.
That's really a cool thing, man. Yeah. Did you try that? The last one? Not
I
yet?
have not yet, but I'm
Okay,
watching
okay.
you. I'm watching you struggle with it.
I forgot how filling the cauliflower is
No.
because I ate before. Usually I'll eat before and then I'll have, you know, the chicken or whatever. But I forgot how filling the cauliflower is. I'm so full.
I'm feeling it pile on.
There you go.
We got any Carolina Reaper enthusiasts here?
Do we have any? Well, a few of the folks, like Dan's been on. We got a few of the guys up there have been on. Yeah. Oof, 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 oof. Yeah, if you're gonna do it with no milk, you're the man, dude.
Oh, that's why you got the horchata.
If you want an horchata, you let me know.
I can't, dude.
I know.
I get sleepy with dairy.
Okay. Well, that's gonna be rough then. Yeah.
Yeah, that after. I'm not gonna taste my food for a couple days.
That's right. So I got your Instagram and stuff in the description below. But before we cut it off, is there anything that I missed? If you can talk.
Not at all, man. I think it's awesome that you're running these conversations. I think
Thanks,
Taipei
brother.
Taipei is a transitory kind of. Is that the word? I don't know.
Yeah. I think it is.
And a lot of really interesting characters come about. A lot of interesting ones stay.
Yeah.
So the fact that you host a platform to run conversations is really cool.
Thank
I
you.
love watching your stuff.
I appreciate it, brother.
I think it's nice. Keep it going.
I'm really happy that you reached out. It's really cool that I love it when people reach out. It's like it's super like it's like an honor. I'm like, hey, really? You watch it? That's awesome. Let's do it. Yeah. And one of the main reasons was, of course, amazing conversations, but I love the food business, right? So I really want to be like, yes, you got to go to this place. Yes, you got to go to that place. So I got your place. Instagram for the Red Room Rendezvous is in the description below. Check it out. Send them a message. Make a reservation. Do whatever you got to do. Hit up this man if you need some live music. I know you don't. The offer's there if you want horchata or milk, dude. I know you can't. That's tough. Yeah. Beautiful, man. So I think that's probably it, brother.
Sure,
if you have anything you want to say before we cut it.
I don't think I have any words right now.
Okay, yeah, that's usually how it ends. Anyways, thank you guys for checking this out. On a special Wednesday edition. Sorry we couldn't do it yesterday, but we had a crazy long weekend, and it was like mine was completely blown. I wouldn't have had a good conversation anyway because my mind was just mush. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out the Instagram and all that good stuff. Please, if you guys give us a thumbs up, that really does help the channel get shared by the YouTube algorithm. It's fantastic for me. It's fantastic for this man right here. Don't forget to check out his restaurant, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.